doubles and coffee. There are some moments in life when everything comes together, when all your hard work, all your effort, all your research, all your passion, all your dreams come together and are displayed in such a manifestly amazing, brilliant, creative, scientific, specific, planned manner that all you could do is smile. That happened to me once with George Bovell, 2004 Olympics, and a few more times in the Pan Am Games when he won double gold, double silver. World Championships, Barcelona 2013 when he won bronze in the 50-meter freestyle. Because all the work, all the technique, all the screaming, all the passion, all the planning, all the periodization, all the thought processes, all the creativity, all the implementation came together, and I just watched my athlete perform to a superb level of excellence with pride that you had no words for a moment. That is the way I feel at this moment. Devendranath TANCOO, Minister of Finance of the United National Congress Coalition Government, under the instruction and guidance of the Honorable KAMLA Bisesa, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, delivered what can only be described as a masterclass budget, the greatest budget ever presented to the country of Trinidad and Tobago, which put Trinidad and Tobago first, which put people first, which turned on the light in the darkness, in a crippled economy, crippled by 9.5 years of stupidity, incompetence, arrogance, wickedness, maliciousness, and corruption. Dave TANCOO brought hope with LED brilliance, with bulb and streetlight brilliance, with amazing planning, delivery, with fiscal responsibility, with an eloquence and political savvy of a much older man. Devendranath TANCOO, I could now nickname you Savindranath TANCOO, because you brought savings and hope to the elderly, to the differently abled, to workers, to people, encouraging manufacturing, energy sector, sport, culture, housing, across the board, health sector, in a master class, a master innings, a masterful stroke. You could see the preparation, the heart and soul, the care, the change from 10 years of PNM. Wean yourself off the government. The government must use your money for themselves, their friends, and their finances. Dave TANCOO spoke clearly, cogently, didn't rush, and spoke from the heart. But you could see his brain, the brain of his leader, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Why do you say that it's a culmination? And I am quiet and smiling and filled with pride? Because with all due respect, every day, whether Douglas politics, doubles and coffee, talking to you people on the street, interviews across the board, I have been telling you this, that our country deserves KAMLA Bisesa, that KAMLA Bisesa deserved to remain the Prime Minister in September 2015, but for gerrymandering, cheating, and lies. I told you, I gave you exact reasons why, rational evidence across ministries, the performance of the PNM, day in, day out. Some people ask me, but Anil, you just be reading what you're doing? No. Research and stick in your brain and come out when you're passionate about something. You don't have to read it from a tablet. You don't have to write. I might write some notes sometimes when I have to be absolutely specific for you. But I told you also, and in one budget, Dave TANCOO, KAMLA Prasad, this is a first budget. They hit it out of the park. They hit it for 6 like Puran and Pollard hitting together. And there's more to come as the plan and the solutions are implemented, and the United National Congress is known for implementation. Now you have a plan, you see the pathway, you see the light, and now it's incumbent upon the cabinet of KAMLA Prasad Bisesa and the boards and the chairman and the CEOs to implement the strategy. But in that budget you see people. When I saw the pure joy and celebration of the PSA membership on it, I knew that it was all public servants. Just pure, unadulterated elation when KAMLA Prasad Bisesa kept her promise and began negotiation at 10%. Not just for politics, but because it was deserved. Because KAMLA knows it was deserved. People had worked so hard, suffered so much, and the PNM had created a state of stagflation. People were struggling to take care of their families while working 2 jobs, doing extra hustle. And when KAMLA Prasad Bisesa instructed Dave TANCOO to say negotiations begin at 10%, the PSA office, the executive, the members went up in a sort of pure joy. I watched that video about 11 times before sharing it, and it just brought joy in my heart. Because when you are a politician and you can bring joy like that to people, that's when you know all the work was worth it. When can a PNM government, Rowley or Imbert, or Fitzgerald Hines, or Penelope Beckers, Marvin Gonzalez, Faris Al-Rawi, these miscreants, these arrogant clowns, when can they say they even brought a smile to the face of people? KAMLA Prasad Bisesa brought a volcano, an eruption of joy to workers across this country. That is a budget. Did anyone ever even think that a budget could do that? That evoked feelings like a sporting accomplishment, like Hasely Crawford in 1976 crossing the line, the celebration, like Keshawn Walcott in 2012, our 4x100 relay. Yes, it was silver and now gold, but the joy, the elation, the celebration, 2005 November in Bahrain, when we qualified for the World Cup, and then July 2006 when we drew with Sweden. Those are the types of feelings that Dave TANCOO's budget evoked yesterday in people. Elderly people not being taxed, differently able, getting greater support that was taken away from them. All the country getting cheaper super gas. Are you going to put super? Me, I'm going to premium. That on top of responsibility, showing the position that the PNM left us in. 10.2% of our entire budget to pay for debt taken by Colmimbert and the PNM, to pay interest and debt and pay down on what they borrowed. Tobago at 5.3% of the budget, up from the highest ever of 4.3%. Even in dark times, showing Tobago that we stand side by side. No oppressor, no big brother down to little sister. That we are equals, that we work together, that we love and cherish and respect each other. Tobago sent out a celebration. The amount of messages I got on my phone from Tobago, being a half Tobagonian, the pride they felt to know that Trinidad and Tobago now stand side by side. And it will only get better, because this is just the beginning. This evoked feelings of Penny, of Giselle, of Wendy. In a budget, budgets of Colmimbert, were met with fear and after delivery, confusion, attacks based on lies he presented, stupidity, vexation, pain, that the people had to give up everything. And then there were recusals after recusals, and those PNM corrupt officials were just benefiting. Dave TANCOO is now safe TANCOO. He put money in everybody's pocket, because when the UNC wins, everybody wins. When Dave delivers a budget, everybody wins. Trinidad and Tobago first. I ain't going into all the details about what all you get, and so all you can get out of there. I'm telling you the passion, the feelings that came from a budget, that you can see politicians and a government that cares, led by a prime minister with heart. I've been telling you that every video, every doubles and coffee, I try to say I'm going to keep it short. It has ended up being 15 minutes. Every single day, 365 days a year, sometime twice a day, telling you KAMLA is the boss. KAMLA is the prime minister. KAMLA loves her country. KAMLA loves those most in need. KAMLA loves children. KAMLA loves single mothers. KAMLA loves labor. KAMLA loves sportsmen and sportswomen. KAMLA loves culture. KAMLA loves Trinidad and Tobago. I kept telling you all that. And yesterday, all of it came into one budget presentation from Devendranath TANCOO, the greatest budget presentation in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, bar none. The Trinidad and Tobago now, the UNC will implement. Take a deep breath, hug your children, hug your grandmother, your grandfather, hug everybody, and know that you have a government and a prime minister who cares. Trinidad and Tobago first. Now all of us can take our time, be passionate, and handle our business. Be the best that we can be to uplift Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. Thank you, Dave TANCOO, now known as Save TANCOO. And to the cabinet of the UNC Coalition of Interest. Well done. Well done. I will smile for the whole week. Well, yeah, if I do a doubles and coffee and don't smile, in between, I must get vexed because you know some stripping is coming. But well done. When you hear everybody across the board, chambers of industry and commerce, accountants, businessmen, finance people, saying, amazing, great planning, responsibility, taking care of pension and NIS and NIB and not being afraid. Brave. Dave TANCOO, you're brave, you're brilliant, you're amazing. Your delivery was impeccable. And the Douglas loves public speaking and delivery. Well done, sir. Very proud of you. Very proud of the Prime Minister and proud of my country, Trinidad and Tobago. Bless.